This morning, a warning from lawmakers. More than 150,000 people may have to spend a lot more for health insurance next year. This is the issue that is really at the heart of the government shutdown.
And already there are expected increases for health care coverage through Access Health CT. And in the long term, we could all be paying more. Your reporter Taylor Knight is live in Middletown to explain what you should do to get the best price.
Well, with the government shutdown, the state has no idea just how much financial assistance it will be getting for health insurance costs. So today, members of Connecticut's congressional delegation will be here in Middletown to urge their colleagues to act. The state believes costs could go up drastically for 150,000 people that use Access Health CT. People will start to receive letters letting them know exactly how much their coverage will cost starting tomorrow. Governor Ned Lamont says some families could pay several times more per month than they are right now. This is ahead of open enrollment that begins November 1st. But Governor Lamont is telling people to wait a month to see where we're at with the shutdown before you enroll. Access Health CT estimates that these increases will also cause 30% of enrollees to go without insurance. They warn that this could lead to a potential disastrous domino effect. People can't afford insurance, go uninsured, and then are hospitalized. The cost of that uncompensated care could get passed on to everyone else. The deadline to enroll is December 15th. So the governor says if you wait that month to enroll, we should have a better idea of just how drastic these price increases might be. Your reporter live in Middletown, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Taylor, thank you.